I wish to congratulate to all of you that today we go to the last. Once we finish today, the last article, I think, I mean, the knowledge for the future who practice the Qi will be quite sufficient. I think I believe it will be more than sufficient. Do you realize, Mr. Leong, actually we go quite deep in some certain aspect. I mean, for these classes, we go quite deep in the energy, the chakra, even a little bit into the yogaism. It's considered quite deep already. Maybe it's too difficult for the beginner already. Class,
Actually, in fact, I experienced with the Celtic wave and also the chakra spinning pool. I have experienced a different kind of meditation quality, a very more enhanced and improved quality.
Yeah. But I mean, actually, for these classes, basically the recording. How should I put it? Our recording is too many, and our content is very much. And I mean, this class actually the recording is. The standard is for the advanced practitioner already. Like you all, you know the Buddhism well, and you also have to know understand the Qigong, thing behind it. Okay, so maybe I have to redo a little bit to make it more simple for the beginner, especially the English. I think of all the class, once you finish, and if you are able to conclude, the condense is already quite equivalent to the Chinese. Where they get the books for the references. It's already quite same standard already, quite comprehensive. You understand, and you will know where are you the meditation. So, position in Buddhism. In the position in the Buddhism, you have to, go finish the way of the Buddhahood. You get a rough picture, okay? And the Abhidhamma also is necessary. Get a more detail from Sila to the Nibbana. That will be Abhidhamma is still quite essential in order to help you to draw a whole map. But for the way to Buddhahood, if you get a very broadened way from as a human to become a Buddhahood, so that is two big map also. One is more detailed, one is a big map, just to have you have whole idea. Okay, now let's continue with the new. Let's take a look. Okay, we are in this article. Okay, do you get it? Siddha Yoga, three method of awakening, Shaktipa, meditation, and self-awakening. Am I right? We are in this article already. Okay. In order to wake Elena up, please read.
Please read.
Please read on your mic, please.
Okay. Kundalini is activated by three ways that leads a person on the path of Siddha Yoga: spiritual practice or spiritual transfer of energy, Saktipat, grace of the master or guru, self-awakening. The important difference between Siddha Yoga or Kundalini Yoga and other paths is that while followers of other approaches have to make strenuous effort under the careful direction of appropriate gurus in order to achieve self-realization, followers of Siddha Yoga, once initiated, do not need to undertake such arduous efforts. That does not mean the effort stops. In fact, this is the point where the true spiritual progress of the Sadhat Yogi starts. This is considered the second birth. On the path of Siddha Yoga, the ultimate realization, the divine awareness or nirvana of mukti or moksha, or salvation, or the bliss, Sat Chit Ananda, Chaitanya, supreme awareness, supreme consciousness, or super soul, comes only after consistent effort, meditation, Naam, Siva, and following of Gyan Yoga. Over several decades, I would say more than one life for an average Sadhat devotee.
Okay, thank you so much. We digest first. Okay, please highlight the point. Okay, have you highlighted? Okay, thumb up, please.
This is okay already.
Oh, we highlight already. Okay, we got to second. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, now we go to according to the text, Kundalini is activated by three ways. First is the spiritual practice. Second is the spiritual transfer of energy, a grace of the master or guru. Oh, okay. Basically, the transferation of energy could be done even though by you. Okay. I think maybe this Sunday I will try to let you see whether you're able to transfer the energy or not. Because it's quite helpful. If let's say our elderly is still there, okay, you want to help your sister, transferation of energy, is helpful. I mean, for the recovery of the sickness, okay, and maybe it can also make somebody pass. I mean, disease piece. That is the energy can help also. I heard about there's one Buddhist organization. There was once engaged actively in the universal of energy. Even though they go to do the funeral ceremony, they take part. They took part the funeral ceremony for the other colleague. They also use the universal energy, and you prove the disease will decease peacefully. But since they're over enthusiastically involved, then they have been criticized by other monks. Then they realize, yeah, we are Buddhist center. How come we do the energy so too much? Then they stop it. Okay. So this is something happened. So once you can manipulate the energy, you can try to transfer it out. Okay. I think we are managed to do so. Let's see tomorrow. See how far you can feel the energy and transfer it. The third one is a self-awakening. Okay, I think what did we experience before, or is considered self-awakening. But partial from me also, I use the mantra, I try to snap the finger. So, but basically, you yourself empty your mind. That is the major. Now, okay, according to here, see, the difference between the Siddha Yoga or the Kundalini Yoga is that while follower of other approaches have to make things under the careful direction of appropriate guru, you see. It tells us the difference is, according to the Siddha Yoga, you need the effort from the guru, from their guru. Okay, basically, you see, once initiated, do not need to undertake such arduous efforts. So, achieve followers of a Siddha Yoga once see, if let's say you have been initiated, you no need to take such arduous efforts, meaning to say that because you are quite dependent on your guru, then he will help you. I believe so because once you all come to the temple practice the Qigong, I do the mantra chanting and also I go to snap finger. Your progress is better than alone. Alone practice, if you practice in your house, is it? I think it will happen especially for beginner lah. But if let's say the stage go to Sally or maybe not that much dependence on the external factor. But Sally, you still feel that come temple easier, right? Compared in your house, is it correct? So that is something that the temple can help you. Hey, so we don't blame the Muslim why you are so enthusiastically go back to the mosque. I think what they feel is the same. By praying in the mosque, the feeling is like we practice the qigong in the temple. You see now, how to say, because of we limit the capacity, people have to fight for the capacity, you know. It looks the response is well because they really feel the different practice in the temple and the house totally different. Sometimes they found that my chanting or mantra, also, okay, maybe I have to go for that. Sally, much different. I mean, the mantra I chant, or maybe your family member chant, do you feel also?
I can't really hear what you're saying.
So I mean the mantra, okay, I chant the mantra and your family member chant the mantra. Can you see the difference? Or as long as the mantra is the same, they will be the same. Or the people who chant also influence the mantra power?
I never noticed the difference.
Yeah, never mind. So Sally, next time you can try to test it. You can try to feel it. Because you see, if let's say we know the qigong, basically by using qigong to chant the mantra, we can we can multiply the power for a few times compared with the one who they don't have the energy. We can feel it. Okay. Mr. Leong, do you have the experience? Because you come here, you hear my chanting, and you go to maybe some Theravatin temple, they don't practice the qigong. Is that the difference, Mr. Leong?
Actually, there's some slight difference because the thing is, it depends on the sincerity of the heart and, of course, the development of the individual person concerned.
So you see the difference, meaning to say lah.
Yes. Even your single chanting also have a lot of
Oh, I see. So meaning to say that since you all do the qigong practice, meaning to say that once you do the healing to your elderly, I think it will be effective compared without the energy. I think it will be different. You must be able to see it. So Sally, next time you can try to don't chant, see the one who without the qigong practicing how the energy frequency and the power. You have to go to check yourself. Sally, if you don't go to, if you don't have the if you don't have the intention, go to deeper. I mean, you wouldn't know. You have to find it by yourself. Okay. All right. Okay. Next.
Okay.
Let's take a look. Okay. Well, here it doesn't mean the effort stop. Yes, you still have to work. Okay. Here I highlight the nirvana, mukti, and moksha. Why I do highlight all this? If let's say you really study the Nikaya, okay, these a few words, it will appear quite frequent. Okay, but anyway, maybe I can tell you that there's some facts. But I mean, in a scholastic manner, that the Mahayana text quite greatly influenced by the Hinduism actually. In certain extent, but not all. Why? Because Elena, you don't really understand the Mandarin, you know. But for us, since we understand the Dhammakaya, all this Vairojana, sometimes it's quite related to Hinduism, according to some academic study, meaning to say that Mahayana may be partially influenced by the Hinduism due to due to that particular era. They have to absorb the Hinduism in order to gain the popularity. Remember that why Buddhism totally extended from Indian, because we have been kicked out by the market and also the evasion from both factors. Because at the later stage, all the monks, they just do the academic study just in the temple without bother how people suffer outside. No. That is according to the history. You see, the people notice that why no Buddhist monk come out to help us? We are in need so much. Or you just in the temple do the study only. Then they found the Hinduism more close to their heart. So they accept the Hinduism. Until now, Hinduists Hinduism is the major religion in India. See or not? So anyway, now we see the Tzu Chi, Fo Guang all they all come out and you have to popularize yourself. You have to make some advertisement to let the government see. If nobody do, government found that I don't feel your existence of one day, no matter allocation of fund, a charity fund, or whether they will value and judge you based on your appearance in the newspaper also, in the news also. So that's what happened there. So Elena, maybe I can tell you our Mahayana is quite related. With this. So maybe one day, because you quite how to say, Elena quite prefer to do the reading, especially in WhatsApp. If some article are relate at the Mahayana and also the Hinduism, you can take a look. Okay. But anyway, even though it is related to the Hinduism, but some is academically correct. But not all. But not all. Because religions is something you can hardly see one, you can hardly see. Like you see the medicine Buddha, Vairojana Buddha, all we can't see. In Theravada, we don't see that. So people are sometimes they will conclude that whatever which is not available in the Theravadin, it might be from the influence of Hinduism. They might conclude, but it might not be true all the time. So you have to be ready for it. One day when you discuss with the people, okay, what is people come with the facts like this, but basically it will be how to say, it will end up without solution. What? Yeah, you believe what you want to believe. It end up without any solution. It used to happen like that because the council wish to conduct the Mahayana text. Okay, until now it's still unknown. We don't know Mahayana texts where they do the compilation. No people know. Just the Nikaya and Abhidhamma quite clear. There's a first, second, third council and with a specific location. But Mahayana texts, no, we don't know. You see, so Mahayanists themselves, after first century, they say the compiling is just somewhere, and also they say yes, the text is from the Buddha's himself. They emphasize like this. But just the Theravadin, they refuse to accept it because they say we want the facts, we don't see the facts. Okay, but anyway, if according to some minor text, they mention that the text itself is not really from the Buddha words. Sometimes the text could be from a few sources. First, certain people, once they're in the deep meditation, they are managed they manage to recall. They manage to communicate with the Buddha, and the Buddha is the Mahayanist Buddha, and the Mahayanist Buddha, give them the sermon. First. Second, Dewa can, the lifespan of the Dewa longer than us. They might, during, the Buddha time, they are present during the Buddha time. So they are managed to remember all this. The third is the mantra. Mantra itself is able to make us to recall what the Buddha say in our past life. Okay, and the fourth, so this is a few reasons of why the Mahayana text appeared, even though without a specific occasion for the compilation. Okay, so do you get it? Okay, so this is something you can go deeper. Okay, then now we go to the next paragraph. Yeah. Mr. Leong, before please read through it before you freeze. Okay.
The only difference is the Kundalini on the path of Siddha Yoga will take care of cleaning of the subtle body of the sadhak or yogi, which otherwise requires tremendous amount of effort.
Oh, the freeze again. Okay. Sally, take opportunity to make fun.
Other paths. Also, please. Also, please. Oh, please.
Oh, the freeze again.
Today the line is very weak.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think let's better let Sally read it out, huh? So that Sally will make fun over you, huh? Okay, yes. The only difference, yes.
The, the only difference is the Kundalini on the path of Siddha Yoga will take care of cleaning of the subtle body of the Siddha, which otherwise requires tremendous amounts of effort in all other parts. Therefore, Kundalini in Siddha Yoga should be considered as a tool, say as an airplane, to attain the ultimate goal, the destination, the divine awareness or the bliss. The bottom line, Kundalini awakening is a starting point of the process that accumulates into self-realization, nirvana or mukti, after consistent efforts of several lives. In absence of the consistent and sincere efforts, primarily the meditation, the Kundalini of the Siddha yogi would go back to the dominant state. Fortunately, the awakening of the next time can be easier.
Okay, thank you.
See,
Never mind. Let us digest first. Wrong spelling next time. Mr. Le, where are you? I want to start already. I want to explain already. You still haven't, you're still in the middle of freezing or in the middle of nirvana? Yeah, okay. Okay, class, take a look, you see how here, according here, the difference is, what's the difference is the Kundalini on the path of Siddha Yoga is cleaning of the subtle body. What does that mean? Huh? Class, take a look. You see, this is the diagram. Okay, this is the diagram. Show the subtle body. Subtle body mean there's a various of the meridian throughout our body. Okay, this is a subtle body. You see, all is a different meridian. So besides this, the subtle body also you can consider you can include the subtle body as this. Let's take a look. The chakras. Oh, not this. Including the chakra class. Okay, the chakra itself. Yeah. So this is also considered the subtle body. We include the meridians and the chakra as a subtle body. Okay. And next, let's take a look. Okay. Anyway, we consider it as two only. Okay. Okay. Kundalini awakening. We need to say that we do the qigong now. Is the starting point only. Okay. You see, the process that culminates into self-realization after consistent effort of several lives. Well, it is quite meaningful. Plus, do you believe that if let's say you practice the Qigong or you do the Anapanasati so easily, so effortless compared with somebody, you might practice this maybe past life before. Do you believe that? Yeah, Mr. Leong believe it. Or Sally also. Okay. Well, I mean, the comparison is so important to make them realize something. Since I met a lot of students, the way Elena, you appear the nimitta is quite fast. Elena, for Elena, for Sally, you can attain a quite good samadhi in a very short period. It's considered quite excellent among Erdi, in Erdi. And Mr. Leong also can, I can combine together the energy and also the Theravadin meditation, and also Mrs. Leong also is something it's also proof that the past life accumulation also. Because there are some cases, maybe you don't realize some people very hard to get a nimitta. Elena, you don't think everybody can get easy as you, you know. So Sally, actually, here also quite a big number of people, they can't meditate well until now, you see. So that's what happening. That's what I wish to tell you all. Okay, if let's say, you see, Mr. Leong, now it seems that you can incorporate all the meridian, the chakra well with the meditation. Do you know how will Buddhists, how will people label you? On the mic, Mr. Leong. Do you know how will people label you?
Actually, I do not know. But then the thing is, I do not make it very obvious for people to notice lah.
Oh, okay. Well, I know how people label you. Actually, you are considered secret school already.
Sorry?
You are considered as secret school already.
Secret school.
You know why? Okay. You know how the secret school developed? Secret school developed is because there's a group of people originally, they just do maybe very simple sati dana only. But later on, they realized that by the manipulation of the chakra and meridians work very well, and the mantra work very well. So they absorb all these 1,000 years. So it become secret school. Well, secret school mean what? Means the Buddhism, the absorption of some yogaism and the Hinduism into Buddhism. And it happens, I think it's about maybe 7th century or 6th or 7th century. It happened in India itself. No. What happening now is actually it happened in India itself. So once it's in the 8th century, it fully developed already. The Buddhism, which mixed together with all this chakra, yogaism, it's fully developed. It's about, I think, maybe 9th or 10th century. Since the text is fully compiled, then the Tibetan, they come and they get all the texts back. So they develop, we so-called it Tibetan Buddhism. You get it what I mean? So meaning to say that we will adopt, we will try to learn something from external is very normal. You see nowadays China, why China so strong? Many people, they compliment China that they are so humble, learn many things externally, and they create their own thing from this basic. We do the same thing only. Like Mr. Leong, you also realize by all the energy and the chakra, you can meditate even better. Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah.
True, very true.
So now you are under secret school already. Without initiation and empowerment, without that, you yourself, we experience how the development of the secret school, ancient Buddhism. Very funny.
Actually, we have to use our wisdom to use the different techniques which is beneficial to us and enhance us in our meditation.
Oh, Mr. Leong, you are considered progressivism. Because for some conservatives, as long as the technique is not available in the text, they wouldn't use it. It happens in Theravada, especially the very conservative Theravada. They wouldn't do that. Oh, he freezed again. Okay, I don't know whether he able to listen my important explanation. No. Okay. Yes, Mr. Leong, do you hear me just now?
Yes, yes.
Because we consider progressivism, so we will absorb all the things. Okay. But of course, if let's say we don't know Four Noble Truth, Eight Noble Path, we might be swing away from Buddhism if we don't master it well. But since we master it well, we won't swing away. But we can just make full use of it. Okay. Aware of the Four Noble Truth, Eight Noble Path, and dependent originations, it's just like a cake. All the meridian, the chakras, spinning, all this is considered the icing. So we put the icing on the cake, make it more popular, make it more for better marketing. But sometimes people just eat the cream only. I take the icing without eating the cream. So it means what? It means you're upside down already. You should eat the cake and icing as a supplementary only. It's supposed to be like that. But it could be upside down. So we need to say in our Buddhism, if you really study it well, you notice a lot of upside down. I mean, a lot of people eat cream only and they don't realize there's a cake for themselves. It happened now, you know. Oh, nowadays. Okay, let's see. But one point is very good. They say the Kundalini of the Siddha will go back to dormant state. Meaning to say that if you don't do the Qigong, it will go back to the dormant state. This is very good. Why? Because, plus let me tell you, our Qi, this Kriya Kundalini, or we call it Sifa Gong, is not properly known by the external, by the outsider. Not everybody really understand. Some, as previously I mentioned, they will misinterpret it as maybe like a trance, maybe like a very funny, shaking, moving. They will think like this only, you see. Okay. Well, okay, anyway, you, you regret for practicing it, never mind, you just stop it. Because, the energy will become dormant again. This is important point to convince people that it is not something which is cannot, how to say.
Cannot be controlled.
It is control. It is not besides control. What's
uncontrollable.
It is controllable. But I have to say, I mean to say that you can start back the original situation before the practice.
It can reverse.
It is reversible. This is important. If let's say something which is irreversible, especially people feel regret, there is something wrong already. You can dormant. It could be dormant. But if let's say you wish to wake it up, you can. It happens to Athai. Athai, Athai, 10 years ago, he met his teacher, and he practiced until to the middle level, the rotating, you see. He cannot endure it. So he gave up. So after 10 years, he met me. I used some skills to help him, and he recovered back. He recovered back the energy. Immediately, he began with the rotating. Then he developed the skill for healing and also the mudra. It happens. 10 years, it could be dormantly stay in your body for 10 years if you don't ignite it. See or not? Wonderful, huh? Wonderful. It is really wonderful. Okay, so that is the meaning. Okay, next, whose turn to read? Elena, right? Sri Ramana.
Sri Ramana Maharshi says, God and Guru are in truth not different. Like the prey that has fallen into the jaws of a tiger cannot escape. Those who have come under the glance of the Guru's grace will be safe and will never be forsaken. Yet one should follow without fail the path shown by the Guru. Sri Ramana Maharshi is absolutely correct in both the aspect. 1. The guru or the God saves. 2. And he saves only if you give the guru the freedom, meditation, nam, seva, and spiritual readings to work within you. So, as said by Sri Ramana Mahasri, even the God and Guru are both helpless without your action. What is the action? It is the opening, the yogi's mind to the grace of the God and continue to progress in the yoga path by removing doubts from the mind consistently using the tool of Kaiyin yoga.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take a look. Guru is very emphasized in the text. Tell me, in Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, which tradition is very emphasized on Guru?
Theravada, the Tibetan.
Yeah, Tibetan. Hey, you see, we say we've got the 4 triple gem, right? They are 4th gem, you know. Oh, 4th gem. Nama Guru Be, Nama Buddhaya, Nama Dhammaya, Nama Sanghaya. Meaning to say that they put the Guru, number 1st, in front of the triple gem. The reason is why, like the text just now mentioned. So, I mean, from here, I think it is quite true that Tibetan Buddhism absorbed a lot of elements from the Yogaism and Hinduism. I think the absorption is for surviving. Because the market needed it. So in order for survive, Buddhism survive, I have to absorb the contemporary teaching in order to attract the market. You see or not? So you see, this is the reason why in Tibetan Buddhism, the normal group is in the 1st. And then it's the triple gem. So they will be different from us. Okay. But anyway, you can't say it wrong, because like we can see, the guru really play the important roles to guide the student. Like he said, you open your mind so they can guide you, they can teach you. Like just what we do now, I play important roles to guide you or give you the direction. But one thing in Tibetan Buddhism, sometimes they overemphasize the faith on the guru, and also first and second, the authenticity of the guru is not guaranteed. So it makes us some fake guru, they manipulate the faith of the devotee and they take advantage over, in terms of sex and also the money. So in now, I think maybe their reputation have been jeopardized already for the Tibetan Buddhism. So anyway, if you are, because I don't know why people usually they prefer the imported guru. They found that, from Tibetan it looks more grand, more gorgeous, the guru more powerful. I don't know why people basically they have this type of perception. Maybe you can analyze to me why people basically will have a better impression that the imported and Tibetan monk looks more grand, more powerful. So Elena, you think why?
I actually don't think that way. To me, I kind of like, they look very eerie, especially in their costume.
No, Elena, I think you are quite exceptional, so you can't explain to me the general people mind. Sally, the people around you, will they have this perception that maybe the imported looks more better? No, you don't have the perception.
No.
How about Mr. Lim? Oh, they are freezing, or they are unfreezed. they are unfreezing. Oh. Yes, Celine, make fun over there. Okay. Anyway,
Actually, I think that the perception of guru is because the amount of respect you pay to the teacher. So to them is that the importance on the teacher to guide you, and then that's why you give them most respect.
oh no, yeah, that's correct. The way I see is, especially in Tibetan Buddhism, if let's say, okay, if let's say the devotee, they are more on the faith type, okay, just like the person who chant Amitabha in the Pure Land school, this group of people, basically, they are not the analytical mind. They are everything based on the faith. They are very depending and relying. So this group of people, once they go to the Tibetan Buddhism, the guru like a replacement of Amitabha, something like that. So but the guru can take the opportunity. Now, for some famous school, they have already they already list out the recognizable guru and put on the website. Go for all references. So next time, if you're confused, don't know who to invite, you can go to their recognized website to check the name, so that you wouldn't invite the fake one and without realization. Okay, so next, see what to see. So this is reason why in Tibetan they are very emphasized on the guru, because this is their norm in the yogaism. And you see, they're very emphasized on removing the doubt. You have to remove the doubt in order to really to use the tool. Okay, removing doubt, I don't know whether you realize or not. It is quite, the words, it appears quite frequent, especially in mantra. Okay, if you really go through to the text, like for example, a Surangama mantra, maybe the Great Compassion mantra, but usually, even though a small cut, so behind the behind the mantra, after the mantra, they will write that you must have fully faith over it. Don't doubt over it. See or not? You realize or not? Why? Because for the mantra tradition, the faith is so important. As long as you have a little bit doubt, the power will gone already. See or not? They are very emphasized. So they will be, at this type of school, they will be quite attractive to the faith type people, not the analytical mind. Because a person like Elena, I think in order to make you trust it, I think you have to ask 1,000 questions first. Without the clarification of the 1,000, without a proper answer of the 1,000 questions, then you wouldn't have a faith. So I think you can't go to this type of school because they overemphasize on faith. Right now. Anyway, me also same. I wouldn't just simply trust it easily. We used to ask more questions. Maybe Sally, comparatively, we have more faith rather than the analysis. So Sally can do the samadhi better than others. You know or not? Person used to have a strong analytical mind. They take longer time to get the samadhi because they think a lot. You can check it so easily. Okay. Okay, now we go to the spiritual things. Sally.
Spiritual practice. In the absence of a Siddha guru, spiritual master, kundalini awakening can be achieved by regular meditation and careful effort. Kundalini awakening is a process that may take days, months, or years. In this option, all depends on the spiritual level of an individual, their past karma impressions, and consistency of effort. In this approach, Kundalini herself is your guru, and the only thing you need to do is to continue to practice meditation until Kundalini is awakened. And thereafter, when Siddhat enters the domain of the God or the divine or the Chaitanya, Shapita, transferring of cosmic energy, lightning of a candle. In this approach, a Siddha Guru, spiritual master, through his grace and through the sheer power of his will, awakens the Kundalini of his disciple. This is referred as Shaktipat or Shaktipata, Sanskrit word from Shakti, psychic energy, and the Pata, to fall, refers in Hinduism to conferring of spiritual energy upon one person by another. Shakpat can be transmitted with a sacred word or mantra, or by a tool, thought, will, or touch. The last usually to the Anja chakra or the third eye of the recipient. It is considered as an act of grace from the Guru to a deserving disciple. This transfer of energy itself initiates the awakening of Kundalini.
Thank you so much. Sally, whose bottle is bigger? Let's chase.
Yes.
Chase.
Yes.
Mr. Leong, thumb up when you finish highlighting. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Leong is in slow motion. Okay, let's take a look. Now it's about the spiritual practice, how to awaken the Kundalini. Okay, first, I do the Kundalini awakening by regular meditation. Okay, and when will the Kundalini be awakened? It might take days, months, or years. Well, I'm quite surprised. Actually, the way we trigger our energy is so simple. I think, for this Kriya Kundalini, their tradition make things difficult already. You know, until now, maybe our student who learn the Qigong is about 100 to 200 so far for the it's a cumulative number of, for the past 10 years, maybe 100 something. Until now, I just discovered 2 cases that fail to awaken the kundalini only. 2 cases only. The rest all, I mean, it is so easier for the rest of the people just to awaken it. Or just by emptying the mind, just to adjust the mind to the alpha wave. Alpha wave meaning to say the wave to make you go to sleep, but you don't sleep, but you are about to sleep. So simple one. It is everybody know how to sleep one. So you just maintain in the situation of about sleeping, then you start move already. So simple, you see. But according to the text, it looks so difficult, you see. They say, oh, it can be take 1 year, 1 day. The reason why, because they don't begin by adjusting their brainwave. They begin with the meditation, with some yoga posture, which is beta wave. They are in a very conscious ways to do, and so that from the conscious ways, in order to ignite the kundalini. So then, I mean, the way they do, just like you go out to learn the Tai Chi, you know. Oh, if let's say, you see, if you want to use the Tai Chi to trigger the energy, you know why it is so difficult? Because if the Tai Chi, it could be 37, some statistic, how do we say, Elena? On the mic, on the white. Some statistic.
太極36式
Some statistic means what? 36 method or what?
action, motion.
You see, some is a 36 action. Some is 108 action, you see. What does it mean 108 action? Meaning to say, you have to remember all the action in the detail, you know. Oh, you see your mind is so clear and you are always in alert. Then I mean, you are able to awaken it once you're familiar with the 109 action first. Oh, so meaning to say, you take 3 years maybe just to remember and familiar, and after remember familiar, then you have to forget it all in order you can tune it to the alpha stage. You see or not?
Still got to forget it one.
No. Well, why I say I want to forget it, because if you always remember the action, meaning to say you are in the alpha stage already. You have to do all the action in the unconscious ways, and then your mind will be able to trigger the alpha stage. I mean, this is what they do is exactly like the Kriya Kundalini. They make things difficult already. But here, we don't bother all the action. Just go to empty your mind and adjust it to the alpha stage. Just in the above sleeping state, then everything come already, you see. That's why I quite surprised. Let's take a look, you see. So they say, when will the energy be awakened? It depends on past karma impression and the consistent of effort. Okay. Then they say, continue practice meditation until kundalini is awakened. So that's the only thing they can do lah. Just like a Tai Chi lah. You have to keep on until you're familiar. Then you are able to go to the alpha stage. Okay. Secondly, is the transferring energy from the teacher, lighting of the candle. I think it's a good analogy. Let's take a look. You see, in order to light the candle, we need somebody to light it up the candle. This is the analogy they try to use, meaning to say that in their tradition, the guru will use a word, will use a mantra, and maybe just have a look, or maybe just have a touch, and usually it's in the third eye. The third eye is here. So the guru maybe just touch here, then the energy will be awakening. Well, if let's say, I believe, because I heard that before, the guru must have a very strong energy by just touching the Ajna chakra and make people to make the people start triggering the energy. Why? But I suspect that the successful rate might be subject to the target. If let's say the target refuse to empty the mind and also the target is always in the skeptical. I don't think by just touching the Ajna chakra, then his kundalini might be awakened. I think not that easy. You know, no? Yeah. But anyway, if let's say the person is ready and he is, I mean, he used to be in the alpha stage, by maybe just by touching and with the energy go in, it may happen. It may happen. Anyway, here what we try to do is you empty your mind, and my preference too is the mantra. I prefer use mantra and my snapping of finger just to to make it to strengthen it. That is the way I do. I found it easier than all this stuff. I noticed the problem to make the Qigong to get more popular, I think is the perception from the external. If they have the perception that this is the very bad thing in the negative way, then we can't do anything like that. Okay, so far, shall I know how is the public perception, as you know, about the Qigong, about this awakening Kundalini? Mr. Leong, answer before you freeze. On the mic, have you ever heard about that? On the mic, please.
I'm not sure because I cannot answer this fully. The thing is, depending on which faith or tradition you comes from. Especially, say, for example, from Theravada, they do not mix Qigong into the meditation practice.
Yeah. Okay. How about Sally? How about the general public view regards this? You don't know, no idea. How about Elena? Also don't know. Oh, luckily you all don't know, because since you all don't know, meaning to say that you have maintained a good perception. If you know the negative, then you're gone already. Am I right? Once you heard about the negative and you believe, then you will no more stay back already. Because the way I see, the person who will keep on practice the Qigong still just about 3% only. It is very normal and common.
Actually,
it is very common. No matter what method, meditation, we end up 3% because people getting lazy. Basically, the best practitioner is the sick people because they are sick. So they will be vigorous. The person like you also healthy. So you will getting more lazy. So that's why the group sitting is so crucial. You see. Am I right, Mr. Leong? I think meditation class also same. It will end up just 3% people remain the class only usually end up.
Yes, correct.
You see, so we need to say whatever method, even though you go out to learn the Tai Chi as a part sick, I think also same. After 1 year, just 3%. Last maybe just the guru remain only that all So lastly, is about the self-awakening of the Kundalini. Yeah, we can go to the last paragraph. Okay, whose turn? Okay, so Mr. Leong, before you phrase, yes.
Self-awakening of Kundalini. This happens very rarely, but sometimes Saddha's Kundalini is awakened on its own. Actually, this is the result of the progress made by Saddha in their previous life. The Saddha starts from the point where they left in the previous life. Here is one life example of self-awakening. The true spiritual progress starts
Really, please laugh sarcastically. Okay. So, okay. They're gone already. This is the outcome of freezing, huh? Now they're coming back. Okay. Okay, class. It seems the author failed to explain why the person awakened the kundalini without any reason, because they don't understand the idea of the alpha wave. So simple. How to make the alpha wave awaken? How to tune it to alpha wave? First, you tune it by yourself. Okay. Then secondly, with the frequency of the 10 hertz. Remember what I said? 10 hertz. 1 second, 10 dribbling. See. 10 times. Okay. This is according to scientists who is the ex-principal of the the Taiwan University. After he studied, he noticed that with the 10 hertz, we will be able to ignite to trigger the alpha wave and make the energy awakening. That is the thing. So, firstly, who used this? The Christian. Once in Christian, they use the music, the guitar. Okay, they will try to make a guitar with the frequency of the 10 hertz. Then everybody will start to jump, to run, cry, and to do all the qigong movement. Okay, but they say, oh, this is the grace of the God. Then you all are healed. This is what happened in Christian. So firstly, this is the way. I think the author, they don't know. So they thought, oh, it's just a previous life. But actually, as long as you can make it. Second, you can do is you just chant 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just 1 second, you chant from 1 to 10. Who will do this in the military training camp? In military training camp, they will request them to do this type of fast chanting. So some they will trigger the energy. This is trigger energy. Okay. So thirdly, maybe if you go to the assemblyment of the qigong master, the qigong master just how to say, just to pump out the energy, then everybody start to move already. This is also they got the reason. Okay. What else? What is? I mean, what is there any method which I forget? So that's for the class today. Okay. So we stop our class.